There is a slight difference between thinking out loud and then putting a camera in your face as you are thinking out loud. It's a slight difference, but I've gotten used to it to the point where you stop paying attention to the phone that's in your face and continue to think and talk out loud, just like you were before you pushed record. The only difference is my hand is up in the air a little bit more, and I'm consciously aware that a phone is in my face. When I started making hoods, I started it for a Dodge Ram 2009 to 2013 style. When I first started to get interested in it, it was because there was no real decent hoods on eBay for sale. And I thought, man, I kind of just want a hood made to my specs. Then I seen a hood. It was just it's a 4-inch cowl hood. It wasn't the actual full hood itself, it was just an add-on piece. So I bought that, probably like $100, and I used that piece as my foundation for the jet fighter hood. And then from that point on, I started to, there was no design in my head. It was just, whatever I see, let me just form it. And then I winded up with the jet fighter hood. I posted on eBay for $1,250. Somebody bought one from Canada. I had to ship it over there. It was this whole hassle of trying to get it over there. And then one that was for the 2013 Dodge Ram, and then another one for a 97 Dodge Ram, and I sold it to somebody in Texas. It was 97. He had it all matte black, and he sent me a picture of it with the hood on there. This thing looked freaking bad. I stopped doing the hoods because I went from the hoods to the hood. When I was making these hoods, the idea of a hood is it's a covering of the engine, all the working parts, all the separate components that makes the engine run. The hood is the covering of all of those individual parts that makes this engine run. Then I went from RobinHoods with a Z and a plural. Hold on. So I went from making the hoods plural, focusing on different styles, different types, but the main purpose is to look damn cool and to cover all of the components in the engine, because without all the components in that engine, that cool ass hood on top of that car, where does it go? It goes nowhere. It just sits there. That serves no purpose, right? Without the components inside of the engine that makes the car move efficiently, without those parts, your car is just going to be stagnant. Yeah, you're going to have a cool looking hood, but then something happened. It was Obama. Obama got me to come up from out of my place, because my place was sitting right there in front of that TV watching the damn football games and basketball games, and then Obama started to interrupt every one of them. All right, that got me to pay the damn attention. Fast forward. Fast forward about, say, 5 years. Wait, let's see. When was what year? See, if I had my script in front of me, I would just read it. And I would be saving a lot more time. 2000 and what year is it now? 2020, 2017. Was that his last year? But it was before that because he was still the president. It was right around 2015-ish. Yeah, that's right. Because Bruce Jenner, when he came out, I remember that was the beginning of. It was the beginning of me trying to figure out what a transgender is. For the life of me, I just never heard of it, or I was just never paying attention to the media. Then I started looking into it. I'm like, oh, okay, I see what it is. But that's not what I'm talking about. That's just a memory of the event back in the year of 2015, the summer, because he had that show. And I used to imitate him. My wife loved the imitation. That's where I started. Oh my God. Hey, thanks, Bruce. It's like, oh, I don't know. I want to be a man today. I'm not sure if I'm going to be a girl or a man later on. Because the part of the script was he transformed over to a woman, but his wife told him that maybe if he prays that he can change his mind or turn back. And then there was a rumor that he said that he was going to turn back into a man. Just, you know, whatever. You're a man, you're a woman, you're whatever you are, you are. It is what it is. But that was the time where I started to wake up. I started to get a little bit of a sense of humor, because what happened was the same thing that happened with YouTube. When I'm not a funny person. Matter of fact, I'm a boring person. Before I hopped on YouTube, anyway, because I was always up in my head about things, battling my own demons, basically is what I've been doing. But then I started to come out of that part. And then what helped me was when my wife would laugh at the jokes and my imitations. And then she would record them. She has some of the recordings. And when I see that they're laughing, then it works. And then when it comes to YouTube, what YouTube tell me is that you enjoy the skits, and then that's why I'll do them sometimes, because it's for those people that do enjoy it. I don't care if the people don't enjoy it, don't want to watch it. You don't have to watch it. I won't get offended if you don't. Won't get offended if you say something negative about it. Many will be offended. I'm just not one of them. I was sanding my hood. I was sanding it down. And then there was this interruption one more time of Obama. He just interrupted the damn the football game. And it was at that time, I'm like, man, that's it. We have no future. We're all going to die. What I'm getting out of is we're all freaking dying. Like, they're just going to come after us. And it was such a sickening feeling. I remember going to work, my brother working with me, driving like 45 minutes a day. That's all he would talk about is things. Man, just shut up already. I don't want to hear it. And then now I know how they feel when I tell them about things that are going on. But people are nervous. They think World War III. Well, it is here, but it's a spiritual one. The literal one, they're playing it out on TV. It's going to be announced, World War III, second 9/11. It's all coming to pass. All this stuff happens, just as predicted, just not on the actual day. That's the part that's the only thing they can. No man knows the hour of the day, right? God didn't say no man knows the damn script. You might not know the hour or the day. You might not know 5:55 p.m. on 2/2/2020 Super Bowl, 5:55 left. I mean, in the fourth quarter. You might not know the day or the hour, but you do know that it's a script and it's being written. It's being played out, and there's a 2 and a 3 and a bypass. There's a 2nd and a 3rd of February. There's 3 of them in a row in Philadelphia on that day, 2020. You know, possibly. Who knows? I don't know the day or the hour. I just know I can pay attention and take some pretty damn good guesses when they actually happen, according to plan. I stopped sanding the hood. It was it. I'd lost interest in all of it. Look back on the Mustang and what I did with it, and how that was really fun to create, to just make it and form it and paint it and do it all on your own. Now I just need more space to do the things I want to do, and it's beneficial to everybody that I come in contact with. Then it went from sanding the hood, going from the hoods, making different designs, 2006 Mustang, the Phoenix, or the Falcon. Was it the Phoenix? I think I named it the Phoenix or the Falcon. My wife named it. So I moved down here to Black Horse and Warrington and the Warrington Township. Started out as Bowie Merlin, as my dog is half boxer, half lab. The most intelligent freaking dog on planet Earth. I mean, that breed, at least. I know everybody thinks their dog is great, but he really is the most intelligent. Like, it's like if God was a dog, there he is. There he is. There's Bowie, the God dog. Because when you are obedient and you're intelligent, there's something about that spirit. Like, Bowie can't talk, but there's something, the connection of his spirit. Just because he can't talk and he's not a human being doesn't mean he doesn't have a spirit, just like God gave us a spirit. We all think. You don't think dogs think? They think. They think like we do. I mean, speak for yourself. They think. And they react. They react towards everything. We have carnal minds. We think too much into things. So the spirit connection with these little creatures, I mean, that it's like these animals, they're just little godly little creatures right there, because they're just there, and they're just natural and reactive. I don't, whatever. Where's my script? I'm slacking. So that's another benefit of having a script, is it's more efficient. You can read it and get to the point. And if you do that, and that's even better than me blabbling on, trying to remember things. And then if you speed it up, then I'll sound like a demon speeding. So yeah, it's just more efficient when you have a script, but just as long as it's true. Then I moved to this hood. I moved to this neighborhood. It's okay. It's quiet. It's as peaceful as it can get, I guess. But it's like anything else. Who really bothers you? Nobody bothers you. Everybody wants to be left alone. If you're bothering somebody, you're bothering yourself. Stop warring against yourself, and you won't be a bothersome to anybody else either. Then it went to Bowie Merlin's fake news, because everything I seen was fake news. I tried that for a little bit. Then I went to this long ass title, RobinsHood Deception by Design, spelled out with the DCPTIOA or something like that. It wasn't even the real spelling, kind of like the DZYN design, because the other one was taken. Then I'm like, let me just keep it simple. RobinsHood, because it's one hood, it's one neighborhood. It's not in the same neighborhood, but it's all the same. Not everybody's here, but we're all gathered together in this hood that's right here. I moved up on a street, a Black Horse Street. Hey, doggy. And then my next door neighbor, he's an old head, Tom, Korean War veteran, Vietnam veteran. When I go and talk to him, what he gives me is the pulse of what America and the world is being fed on the mainstream media, on Fox News specifically, because he still thinks that Fox News is telling you the truth. Technically they are, but it's the same as everybody else. They're withholding information. But at least he knows that one side is, well, at least one side is lying. So if there's a possibility, if one side is lying, there's a possibility that both sides are lying. So because you can't even make this stuff up, I went from covering individual components from the rain, that way it doesn't rust up, going from hoods to a hood, one specific individual neighbor hood. Love thy neighbor in your hood. Gather them all together, put a hedge of protection on them, because that's what hoods do. The hood is a covering. It's protection. I'm protecting people from the when you get lied to, the feeling and the reaction that's attached, the emotional attachment to how you perceive when someone's speaking lies to you, but you don't know that they're lies. That's what this hood is for. It's a covering. My neighbor, the funny thing about this, you can't even make this stuff up, is the fact that, yeah, I named my channel RobinsHood. I think I knew. Did I know? I don't know if I ever knew. I don't remember asking him what his name is, what his last name is. I just know it's Tom and Cecilia. And then I find out, it wasn't too long ago, I went over there knocking. They must have got a new floor mat that said hood. It said hood on it. I'm like, hood? That's cool. Then I got an accidental piece of his mail, and I looked at it. It said Tom and Cecilia Hood. I'm like, oh my God, you can't even make this stuff up. And the best part about this true story is that on the block, I'm telling you, there's literally 40 houses on this block. You just can't. You can't. Going from, I'm pretty sure there's 40. Maybe I'll count when I walk by. Yeah, I will. I think I did that before, because I already handed out letters twice to these same neighbors. Oh man, the ones that got those letters and read them, blessed are they. The ones that called the cops on me, oh, you're gonna stand in some freaking shame. Oh, you're gonna stand in shame. And you're gonna remember me too. That's perfect. The whole police department. Warrington Police Department? Oh, they all got a chuckle out of that letter. So anyway, I'm here. I am here in RobinsHood with my neighbor Tom Hood. We're both here. He gives me the information that I need when I want to take the pulse of what the mainstream media is feeding. Well, Justin can do the same thing, but sitting next to a Korean War vet and a Vietnam vet, it's pretty interesting. Because back then, those wars were real, and people were really dying, just like it happened. Now, not so much. So, this whole thing's coming crashing down because it's all farce, and I've proven it time immemorial. Video after video after video after video after video after video after video. Somebody has to step up and do something. Prove it. Somebody has to prove this. That's the only way you can stop it, is to prove it's fake. Go ahead, prove it, Robin. Oh, fine, I am. Going from hoods to the hood. One stop, last stop. No more searching, trying to design hoods. I'll just go to my own hood and create it that way. Then there's no more deception, and it's all by design. Won't you be my neighbor?